We do love each other.
So you have to hold it up like this so you don't see like the fat rolls under your neck. Something you learn. Alright, tell them what we're doing.
Today we're making salsa, canning salsa. And I'm halving the recipe because this is the end of our gardening season, so I don't have all of the ingredients. I only have 5 cups of tomatoes, which basically determines how much salsa I'm going to make. And we have the jars heating in the water. And I am going to roast the tomatoes. This is a trick because the tomatoes have to be peeled. So instead of sticking them in boiling water and then flipping them over into an ice bath and then peeling them like my grandmother and your grandmother probably did, you stick them in the oven on broil, high broil, and it takes about 3 to 5 minutes. And they will kind of be roasted, and then you'll just peel the skin right off. And it's super easy.
So we cut the tops off, put them top down so you can just kind of pinch the skin off. And then we've got our funnel, we've got the lids. This is a little we made this. This is makeshift. A little magnet on the end of a knife, that way we can get our lids out of the hot water. We don't have a fancy. And so we've got garlic, the 3 jalapeno peppers. How many cups of tomatoes?
5.
So we got 5 cups of roasted and peeled tomatoes. We got 1 orange for citrus. We just had it left in the fridge. We got an onion, can of tomato paste, can of tomato sauce. We got some apple cider vinegar, sugar, and we've got some cilantro left from the garden. I don't know if you can see, but these little balls, that is coriander.
That's the seed of a cilantro.
Yeah, so this cilantro plant bolted and flowered, and now it's got a little coriander. So we'll pick those off and let them dry. All right, so we've got the 3 jalapenos seeded, 2 of them. 1 of them we're gonna leave the seeds in, and then you just rough chop all these vegetables. And here we have the onion, the bell pepper, and the cilantro.
Garlic.
And the garlic. So rough chop all that, throw it in the food processor. And
you're gonna pulse it because I like salsa a little bit on the fine side. Probably kind of likes his a little bit chunkier, but for canning purposes, I think that it does better if you go to a fine. Quite a paste yet.
Yeah, just like real finely grated.
So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in our boiling pot, because this, along with the tomatoes and our seasoning, will all have to come to a boil before you can put it into the.
So to peel these, I'm just going to grab this bottom, the skin. We're going to drain the juice off. They've been sitting in the fridge.
Otherwise it'll just be too
we don't want our
watered
salsa
down.
Yeah, you don't want it too runny. Ain't nobody like runny salsa. You going to add any seasoning to this yet?
Not yet. We'll put all our seasoning in when we go over to the pot that we'll bring to a boil.
So we just chopped them. So it's kind of looks like chunky salsa. How much cumin?
Because I'm halving it, I'm doing a 1 1/4 teaspoon cumin. And we will do, it says 1 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, but I just eyeball it.
Yeah, she's so good, she just eyeballed the black pepper.
Mostly because you have to leave a grinder.
You put the orange in yet?
Yeah, I already did. But we're gonna put that in last.
Tomato paste going in?
This entire can of tomato sauce. Well, you're only gonna want to put tomato paste in if you want a thicker salsa.
Yeah.
I'm doing a third a cup of sugar, but it's about half of a third a cup. And sugar is completely optional, depending on the sweetness of your tomatoes. Ours are not quite that sweet.
So we're gonna add some vinegar, and then tomatoes are acidic, so the sugar will help balance all that out.
Now we're gonna add a 1 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, but I'm gonna do half a cup first. Oh, salt. This is why it's good to have all of your ingredients out, because you forget really easily if you don't have your stuff out. So, 2.5 tablespoons.
Yeah, we probably should have measured all this. Had it sitting here, so we could just dump it in instead of it dragging out this video.
Wow. We'll put it on fast mode.
So all of our ingredients are in there now. We're going to stir them up, and let it come to a boil. Once it boils, what do we do then?
We'll put them in the cans.
So once it starts boiling, we've got our jars here heating up. So we'll take them out, set them aside, have them ready. Once this starts boiling, pour it in the jars, put the lids on it, and we're going to process it in this pot as a water bath. So we're going to process for 15 minutes in the water bath. So you can see the mixture is bubbling a little bit. We want it to simmer / not quite a rolling boil for, Courtney said, 10 minutes. So be careful with your tomato sauce, salsa. If it gets too hot, it'll turn into lava.
Splatter all over your kitchen.
Look at this. We got carried away looking at another recipe, and it started boiling, and I pulled it off the stove, and it took it like a minute to stop boiling. It's like it got more violent.
Oh goodness. Alright, we're gonna have a little handy dandy.
Right here.
Lid snatcher.
You let them fall over.
I didn't.
What kind of headspace are we looking for?
We
1-inch headspace.
we chose to do jelly jars rather than pints or quarts because 1, we had more jelly jars, and 2, we can use this for a single night and not have to worry about the bottom of the ring.
Yeah, 1-inch headspace is this bottom ring here.
Ooh.
We're going to take a little bit off. Perfect. Well, we can put some in the fridge.
Yeah, I mean that's what we can. We're just gonna
Alright.
can it.
Yeah. Yeah. Need to clean the lids off. So we're going to wipe the top rim off of the jars just so they're clean and make a good seal. So when you put these on for canning, set your lid on. You don't want to tighten these down as hard as much as you can because they're going in the water bath. You want that any air to get out. And so you'll just spin them until it stops. And then give it one little snug. So if you can spin it on, you spin it on until it stops, and then just barely tighten. So you can see the air bubbles starting to come out of them. So that's what you want to see. Air can escape. We're going to take a little more water off the top and then process these for 15 minutes once it comes to a boil. Just leave the water on. Don't drop it. We gotta buy us one of them $1 jar grabbers. We're so cheap. We're cheap, even can and make our own salsa. But we don't even have the right tools to get it out of the jar. So
You please.
if it splashes on me,
Oh my goodness, it's your fault. It's your own fault.
we do have a water canner, an actual. Somebody's gonna say, "What the heck are you using a Teflon pot for?" We do have an actual water canner. We just didn't want to get in the attic and dig it out to just can these few jars. So, oh, you hear that? Successful canning, they say. So you'll hear them as they start to cool down. They'll start sucking the lids down, snapping. It's not rocket science. Just get some salsa ingredients, use their recipe, mix it up, blend it up, put it in some jars, run it through some hot water for 10-15 minutes. That's it. Any comments?
No.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you got any questions.